Hi there, it's your best friend on the other side. You know me as Fortune Kwanyana. Some call me KZN's #1 motivational speaker. Others call me that guy that is ranked amongst the top speakers in SA. I don't know what you like to call me, but I always call myself your best friend on the other side, Mr. Man, oh man. Welcome to it. You already know when you hear this bold, masculine, strong voice every Sunday at 6 p.m., you already know it's time to rise and grind. I hope you had a beautiful Sunday morning. I hope you someone that goes to church. I hope you are watching church over the virtual spaces as well. I think now I'm more becoming inclined to attending church over virtual. I don't know, maybe you are just like me now, but hey, it doesn't matter. Believe in what you believe. I also believe in you. And as you know it, man, we are in the month of September. We celebrate Heritage Month. Your heritage is important. Your heritage is beautiful. You are beautiful. And as you know it, as Gaga CFM, we always say, we deliver Zunglish the best way we can. If we say, look, Shini, we approach you, we appreciate you, and then we show you love. You are also a part of our family. And now we'll say suburb as well. Welcome to it, man. I want to come into your space just for him and talk about something very important. You know it next week around it is officially spring. I know this is a conversation simply because abanye bethu sikhule ekoleni mhla 1 September is spring day. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter. It was the year of 2015. Around this time it was spring. There was a gentleman who used to work for a very big brand. You know those brand names like Amakulu, T-shirt brands, like your clothing brands, the elite luxury brands. And then this gentleman had worked for this brand for about 10 years. And after working for this brand, he decided in the spring, in the change of seasons, that he was going to change his life as well. Now you are that one person who's been in that job for a very long time, who has been doing that business for a very long time. Maybe you've lost your job even. Who has not even been employed. But I want to tell you that spring is about change, and change for the better. Because when it spring stands for the renewal of life. Because that is when you begin to see trees become green as well. That is when you see flowers become blossoming as well. And around this time, this gentleman who worked for this company, this big brand, the name of this gentleman who had worked for a decade for a luxury brand, he was the mastermind behind many of the designs of this brand, and this gentleman's name was Francesco Ragazzi. This gentleman is the founder of the brand called Palm Angels. I know we all love this brand. A lot of people actually think it's an old brand. No, it's not an old brand. It's a brand that was started by a designer who had worked for another institution, another company, and he eventually was bitten by the bug of in the verge of spring. It's the birth of new things. But today I'm telling you his story simply because of the t-shirt that I'm wearing. SCT, they will ignore you until they can't, or they cannot. They will ignore you until they cannot. If you believe in yourself, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, they will ignore you until they cannot. We also know how it is indeed also part of traditional month. It's also part of a month where we celebrate our tourism. It's just like Durban. You can ignore us until you cannot. Yeah, man, you know this. You know this. It's like the great Zulu nation. You can ignore them until they cannot. You can ignore the great Xhosa nation until you cannot. You can ignore the great Pedi nation until you cannot. You can ignore the Venda nation. You cannot ignore the fact that we are designed to be great people. So namhlanje on this beautiful Sunday evening, I want to talk to you about going after your dreams even if they try to ignore you, because I'm reminding you that they can try to ignore you, but they will never succeed. As a young boy, as I was starting off in my history of public speaking, they tried to ignore me, but they could not do it for long. You know, when you are working on your dream, when you are working on your goals, when you are working on your business, kuba ngazuthi abantu bakubukela phansi, kuba ngazuthi abantu they are ignoring, kuba ngazuthi you are not even there. But I want to tell you, the minute you think they're ignoring you, they see you, they just won't tell you. Just keep on keeping on. When they were ignoring me, when I was still doing, my early stages of public speaking, I remember I used to take every gig that was available. And mind you, I was doing that simply because I wanted to learn. I wanted to become the best at it. So I always tell people this. A lot of people approach me to say, Fortune, please teach me, public speaking. I want to speak, So there's two different types of speaking, yeah? There is knowing how to be a speaker in public, and then there is a paid speaker, being a public speaker that is paid to speak. I just so happen to be one of the privileged that I do both. In the early ages, I started with doing a lot of public speaking. I used to visit a lot of schools. I wanted to sharpen my skill. So now, I don't know what it is, whether it's business, whether it's at work, whether you are pursuing something that will fulfill your heart. Keep on doing it, because they will ignore you until they cannot. So number one, very important, in order for people, number one, very important, you've got to build your self-esteem. Our biggest problem culturally is self-esteem. I am saying this with the utmost respect, but majority of us sikhulele emakhaya where abazali i-level ye-confidence yabo is not that high. I've had to experience a couple of times when I would see my own parents benikwe opportunity to speak in front of people and besabe ngisho ukusaba ukuma phambi kwabantu, because they had low self-esteem. They were not confident enough to speak their voice and speak out. So nakuwena ngithi namhlanje mntana sekhaya, if you are going to work on yourself until they cannot ignore you, you've got to develop your self-esteem. You've got to build your self-esteem, improve yourself, become more confident, build yourself. Now, but Fortune, how do I do this? Number one, if you want to build more self-esteem, you need to identify the type of people that have the esteem and confidence that you wish to have. Yeah? Get me right. I'm not saying that it is a value or a skill to success. No. But self-esteem is very important on your journey to achieving whatever you want to achieve. Isikhathi esiningi thina sikhule sitshela ukuthi your work will speak for you. Namhlanje can I puzzle your mind and say to you, yes, it's important for your work to speak for you, but equally important, you need to speak for you. You shouldn't be afraid to tell people that you are the best at what you do, because you know you are the best. But we've been told that no, ungakhulumi kakhulu, umsebenzi wakho uzokukhulumela. Gone are the days for that, hey? Gone are the days for that. We are not the scared few. We will speak our minds. When I say I am the best, it's because I believe I am the best. So remember, when you are building your self-esteem, find the people that you wish to become like. Spend more time with those type of people. The more you spend time with the people that you wish to become like, you eventually become like those people. So it's very important, if you are saying that one day now you want to be a speaker that speaks with great confidence like Abo Fortune, find those type of people and spend a lot of time around them. But Fortune or Fortune abatholakali busy. That's why they created social media. If you cannot get to sit with Fortune, try to consume as much as content ka Fortune that you eventually become like him. It may not be Fortune. Mhlampe when you are someone who loves to go after Elon Musk, maybe you are someone who enjoys watching other people like, Abo DJ Smooth. Go after those people, follow them, see their attitude, see the way they carry themselves, apply it into your own life. Before you know it, you would have built your own self-esteem until you become confident at a level where now you are unstoppable. So remember, for people to actually notice you, for them not to ignore you, you have to, number one, build your self-esteem. Number two, very importantly, in whatever you do, make sure that you know when to leave the dance floor. What do I mean by that? When dancers dance, they dance until they leave the dance floor. It's the same as a DJ. DJ isikhathi eside kakhulu sigcina sesinjani sesingamthandi. That is why even you see in life, yonke into eyenziwayo uyayenza usuke kuyona. What do I mean by this? I'm trying to challenge you here. As usoma business, as an employee, whoever you are, constantly evolve, meaning ngaso sonke isikhathi empilweni yakho, you need to constantly evolve. Fanele hlezi kunezinto ezintsha that are coming into your life, evolve. I remember nami when I was coming up, I used to only do motivational talks. I used to only do izinto nje ze-motivation kuphela. But now I speak on almost any topic that I'm given. But most importantly, I've become quite a very highly astute host of my show. I moderate. These are the things that keep you sharp and ahead of the curve. Always evolve, constantly improve yourself. If you don't constantly improve, you will eventually die. You know the story of Nokia. Sonke sikhule sithanda Nokia phone, but today they don't exist anymore. Because if you stop improving, then you will stop growing. Then eventually we will ignore you. So if you don't want people to ignore you, that number two is important. Constantly improve your craft, your gift, your business, your goals, your dreams. They have to constantly develop all the time. Otherwise, people will ignore you. And then the last one, and very important one, as we head into a new season, I want you to ask yourself, what is that one thing that you want to be known for if you had to die today? If you had to die today, what would we miss? In your entire family, what difference would you have made? At your workplace, what difference would you have made? Ungabiko kwakho, what will be the difference? What change will we see? It's very important to fill a space, to fill a gap, so that when you are no more there, people can feel that Fortune was here and he's no more here, and we feel it. Now that is how you become unignorable. If you want to become the best, those are some of the things that you constantly need to apply into your own life. Find things that will make you unignorable. Find things that will make you exceptional, because it is excellent people that are unignorable. So remember, they will ignore you until they cannot. Just like me, they ignored me for a very long time. I remember people today, which I knocked on their doors. Ngabacela ngathi kubona, can I come and motivate abasebenzi bakho for free? They said no, they ignored me. Today, if you want me to come into your organization and do a staff empowerment or a team building, you are gonna pay a top dollar. You know why? Because now you cannot ignore me. Simply because I believed in a dream, I ran after it, and as we begin the season of spring, I want new things to spring out of your life. I want things that will spring out of your life that will make people not to ignore you. I want you to spring out greatness inside of your life. I want you to spring out that amazing character that you have. Stop being afraid ukuthi when you are bubbly. That is your superpower. Stop being afraid when you are tough and you are masculine. That is your superpower. Sometimes they are the things that will make you unignorable. So as you wrap up namhlanje for the night before ulale, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, kambe yini mina engingayenza engenza abantu ukuthi bengaphinde bengikhohle. Maybe it's starting your own designer brand. Maybe it's finally opening the tuck shop awukhuluma ngayo. Maybe it's finally deciding ukuthi, you know what, I'm going to quit this job and actually go and try out building my own business. Maybe it's finally saying, you know what, like Kaya vele sonke sesicomplainile enough. I want to be the first one to go out and try and find that job. Okanye ngiqale ngisebenze business of some sort. Maybe it's finally you take that wife you've been talking about. Maybe it's finally you walk out of that relationship that is toxic, stressor. To the rich kid, maybe it's finally walking away from your parents' shadow and trying to believe and find your own destiny. Because hey, I can tell you this for free. Sometimes even the rich kids, or if I cannot say the rich kid, but sometimes even those who are born into wealth, they have a disadvantage of the fact that when you are born into a wealthy family, sometimes you forever become a shadow of your wealthy parents. But you are an individual as well. Maybe even you watching this, maybe it's time you also walked out and started something of your own. I don't know who you are, but I believe if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your goal and you go after it with all your might, they will try and ignore you, but eventually they won't be able to do it for a very long time. So join me as we do our affirmations this evening, as we are going to start a new week. I want you to hold yourself in your heart right like this. Say, I am blessed. Say, I am powerful. I am great. You cannot ignore me because I am blessed. I am a cut above the rest. Nobody can do what I do like I do. There's only one version of me. I am excellent. And as I start a new week, this week will be filled with wealth. This week, money will follow me. This week, opportunities will find me. This week will be a week of congratulations. This week will be a week of kindly receive our payment. This week is going to be a great week. And let us all say together, they will ignore me until they cannot. Have yourself a blessed Sunday evening. And don't forget, you are destined for greatness. But most importantly, think excellence. Don't forget to think, execute, and dominate. Have yourself an amazing evening. See you on the future coming episode. With love, man, oh man.